I went to law school.
I spent 8 years working
I'm Lauren
in
Vandervoort.
politics.
I was born in
I
London,
worked
Ontario.
for 2 years at Service Hawaii.
Then worked in Vancouver for 5 years.
Vice President of our Canadian operation.
If you're just here to read a book, you won't learn much. Learning is about being involved and being excited. And if you're not excited and having fun, I really don't think you gain much.
The real value from the case-based method is that 74 other people have their own ideas and their own opinions in which they bring in their own personal experiences, their education, their own upbringing, and each of those little tidbits impacts the way that they feel about their opinion.
My role at the front of the class is more of a facilitator than certainly a lecturer. Not my job to lecture at the front of the room. My job as the facilitator is to draw from the students information that they know, to run a class discussion where the students are sharing and debating their ideas with each other.
The classroom environment is, extremely fun. With the variety of perspectives, it's open, it's very energetic. There's no punches pulled.
Ivey brings in the real-world experience through, first and foremost, the case studies that they use. I think we're over 30 right about now. And all of them are real-life, actual situations that have transpired.
The other thing I think that the case-based learning does so much better than lecturing is it engages students so much more. A lecture, you can picture an old-style lecture where you've got that person at the front of the room that's just spewing information and students sitting there taking copious amounts of notes. In our classroom, very rarely will you actually see a student taking notes.
I love participating, so it's actually kind of fun to be able to say your point and say why you came up with this idea, and you get to share your ideas. And that's really great because normally you don't get a chance to do that in a normal lecture setting.
You will have students in there that do know something about science, something about kinesiology, something about psychology, something about English, something about music, something about a lot of different topics. It's such a rich experience. We can present a case. I actually did a case last week, as a matter of fact, on a pharmaceutical company, and you can say, who are the science students out there? Who knows something about how you get a new drug to market? And that's a neat thing to be able to ask and to have a fair number of hands go up that actually are students that know something about that process.
When you bring students together who have different work experience, who've lived in all sorts of places all over the world, you're going to bring a variety of approaches to the same problem. And with that, you get very spirited discussion and people who defend their positions really well.
People build off of each other's participation, so a colleague might make a point that I find really interesting, and then I'm going to ask them more about it or try to build on it, and so that really gets the discussion going, and by the end of the class, you've really uncovered some interesting things through everyone's participation.
Well, when I was in the program, I was a very hesitant and unsure contributor. I really only put up my hand if I was absolutely certain I understood and knew exactly what I was going to say. And you discover quickly in our program that if you're sitting in your chair and scripting your answer, you're going to miss your opportunity to say your answer.
My decision-making abilities have definitely improved since attending Ivey. Every day we're confronted with a situation where a decision is required. And you may not have all the information, you likely don't have all the information, and that's what's going to be required of us in the business world. And at Ivey we have an opportunity to practice that every day.
Ivey has really increased my confidence and my ability to defend my ideas and just be confident in the things that I'm saying. And it's exposed me to so many different facets of the business world and beyond the business world.
I love being in the classroom. I love the excitement of the students. I love them challenging myself and challenging each other. And I have a great deal of fun, and I like to think they have some fun.